Okay, Bismillahir Rahmanir Rahim. Nahmaduhu wa nusalli ala Rasulihil Kareem. Okay, Bismillahir Rahmanir Rahim. Nahmaduhu wa nusalli ala Rasulihil Kareem. We're still discussing this verse. وَلَقَدْ ذَرَأْنَا لِجَهَنَّمَ كَثِيرًا مِنَ الْجِنِّ وَالْإِنسِ لَهُمْ قُلُوبٌ لَا يَفْقَهُونَ بِهَا وَلَهُمْ أَعْيُنٌ لَا يُبْصِرُونَ بِهَا. That Allah Ta'ala has created certain people that will go to Jahannam, and then Allah Ta'ala speaks about them. They have eyes that cannot see, they have ears, cannot hear, etc. Then Mufti Sahib went into a detailed discussion here. He's explaining, see, Allah Ta'ala has created every single thing with a degree of life, with a degree of intelligence. Uh, and I told you the proof of that is وَإِن مِّن شَيْءٍ إِلَّا يُسَبِّحُ بِحَمْدِهِ. There's nothing in this world except that it engages in the tasbih of Allah Ta'ala. So if it had no shu'ur, it had no perception, then how does it then um, engage in tasbih? It must have some type of shu'ur, it must have some type of perception, right? So understanding this, that everything, every created thing has some type of shu'ur, some type of intelligence, some type of akal commensurate to its function. That's what I'm saying. Nothing has intelligence over and above that what is required. You understand what I'm saying? Man has the highest form of intelligence because the expectations from him is greater, that he must worship Allah Ta'ala, etc. He must recognize Allah Ta'ala. وَمَا خَلَقْتُ الْجِنَّ وَالْإِنسَ إِلَّا لِيَعْبُدُونِ أَيْ لِيَعْرِفُونِي, etc., etc. So now keeping the above points in view, that look, everything has got a degree of akal, it got a degree of intelligence. The human faculties of understanding, hearing, and seeing should essentially be distinct from those of the animals. So the human is different to the animal. Why? If he did not make special use of these faculties, like distinguishing right from wrong, doing good and keeping away from evil, he would be rightly considered among those who have eyes but do not see, have ears but not listen, have a mind and heart but not understand. The Holy Quran has therefore termed them as summun bukmun umyun. So Allah Ta'ala has granted us that intelligence. Allah Ta'ala has granted us that faculty of understanding. And if you do not use it like how you're supposed to use it, that is to recognize Allah Ta'ala, to worship Allah Ta'ala, etc., then in the words of the Quran, you have eyes that cannot see, you have ears that cannot hear, you have a heart that cannot understand, and also in summun bukmun, deaf, dumb, blind, right? The verse therefore is not negated their physical ability of seeing. So this verse here does not say they cannot physically see or they cannot physically hear, but what it is saying is they are not using these faculties for the reason which Allah Ta'ala created it. He said, أَفَلَا يَنْظُرُونَ إِلَى الْإِبْلِ كَيْفَ خُلِقَتْ. Look at this, the mountains, and who created this? فَتَبَارَكَ اللَّهُ أَحْسَنُ الْخَالِقِينَ. Allah Ta'ala, the blessed of the وَفِي أَنفُسِكُمْ أَفَلَا تُبْصِرُونَ. Look at yourself, how you have been created from min nutfatin thumma min alaqatin thumma yukhrijukum tifla. So when you do not use these faculties, how you are supposed to be using it is as though you do have eyes that cannot see, you have ears that cannot hear. So therefore, the verse has not negated their physical ability of seeing, hearing, and understanding. Rather, the Holy Quran has affirmed their knowledge about worldly things in the following thing. Yes, the physical part, يَعْلَمُونَ ظَاهِرًا مِنَ الْحَيَاةِ الدُّنْيَا وَهُمْ عَنِ الْآخِرَةِ هُمْ غَافِلُونَ. They know the outward aspect of this worldly life, but of the hereafter, they are totally heedless. So in another verse, the Holy Quran speaks about the destruction of the people of Ad and Thamud. Allah says, وَكَانُوا مُسْتَبْصِرِينَ. That physical sight they had basarat, but they never have basirat, means to see in the inner workings, right? The people of an Ad and Thamud, being allured by satanic influences, involved themselves in evil deeds which led to their destruction. That is to say, they kept the use of their capabilities limited to abject worldly gains like serving their physical needs and remaining heedless to their spiritual demands. Subhanallah. So what he's saying, very, very, very interesting, very deep. He's saying, look here, that if you're going to use, like how we say, I remember in school when a child can't answer is stupid, that he say, use your goddamn given intelligence. Use your teacher used to like it. Use your God given damn intelligence. So yeah, what we're saying is Allah Ta'ala has given us that intelligence. Allah Ta'ala has given us that faculty of reasoning, right? Allah Ta'ala has given eyes to see, but when you only use this for the physical things of the dunya, you want to see where you can make a buck, where you can progress. You're going to see this business deal, you want to see that business deal. I can improve my living standards, I can work, I can use my intelligence to get a better house, to get a better job, I can get a better car. Then you have not used these faculties for the real reason. You're not using it. You are limiting it to something which is what? Temporary. You are limiting something which has so much potential. When something has a lot of potential and you're not realizing the potential, you're underutilizing the potential. So you are these faculties which Allah Ta'ala has given you, which you are supposed to draw close to Allah Ta'ala, you're supposed to recognize Allah Ta'ala, you're supposed to worship Allah Ta'ala, but you're only using it to improve your temporary life in the dunya. You're only using it what? To feed your carnal desires. Because look here, a better house is only to feel better in the dunya. A more tasty food is for your carnal desires. More beautiful woman is what is only for your carnal desires. So those people who do not harness these potentials that Allah Ta'ala has given us, right? They are, in the words of the Quran, as though they are not utilizing those faculties in its correct manner. And when you've given something and you're not using the correct manner, that is zulm. So, same thing Allah Ta'ala says, the people of Ad and Samud being allured by satanic influences, right? They involved themselves in evil deeds which led them to the destruction. That is to say, listen, there's a punch. They kept the use of their capabilities, their faculties, right? Limited to abject worldly gains, just for the dunya, like serving their physical needs and remained heedless to their spiritual demands. Allah Ta'ala protect us. Allah Ta'ala give us the tawfiq to use our faculties for akhirat. No matter what great advances they made in science and technology, they may conquer space, explore the moon and other planets, make the world full of their sophisticated satellites, and tame the natural forces to serve their varied needs. But all such efforts are no more than a means of serving their physical and material life. Right? So we're not in Islam, we're not averse to technological advancement. We're not saying this is not be saying not saying here that we mustn't progress worldly, we mustn't launch satellites into the orbit. No, no, that's not what he's saying. That's all good in its place. You can do that. You can progress with regards to the world, but don't stop there. Don't restrict it to that. Think beyond that. Think beyond the dunya, right? So don't misunderstand to say we're against scientific progress or technological advances. Same thing. يَعْلَمُونَ ظَاهِرًا مِنَ الْحَيَاةِ الدُّنْيَا. They know all the apparent things. وَهُمْ عَنِ الْآخِرَةِ هُمْ غَافِلُونَ. But with regard to the akhirah, they are totally heedless. So that's good. Everything within the boundaries of the Sharia, but do not restrict it to that. Do not restrict it to that. So this achievement in science, technology of man is certainly confined to serving the physical life only. So all this technological advancement is only to feed your carnal desires, to make life more comfortable, a more comfortable car, a more palatial home. But does that help you when your eyes close? Not at all. This achievement, science, and technology of man is certainly confined to serving his physical life only, which does not make him distinct from the animal in technicality. So, if you are only working to fulfill your every carnal desire, like I told you, more tasty food, better car, more beautiful wife, then what is the difference between that and the animal? Because the animal also strives only to fulfill his carnal desires. What the animal wants, eat, drink, copulate, defecate. Beyond that, what else does the animal think about? What else does it? He needs to mate, he needs to sleep, he needs to drink, he needs to defecate. He doesn't think. So if man restricts himself to these things, then what difference is it between him and the animal? In fact, he's worse than an animal. As the Quran says, "Ulaika kal an'ami balum adhal." Why is he worse than an animal? Because at least the animal is doing what he's required to do, and that is to eat, drink, copulate, defecate. But man hasn't been created for that. So the man, so sometimes somebody can do something and another person does the exact same thing, but the person doing the same thing, he's worse off because that's not his mandate to do that. You understand what I'm saying? Like maybe, for example, you doing something and the guy from that class there, Gulam Caesar Daisy, he's doing something. So you say, hey, but I done more than Gulam. Oh, mashallah, you done more than Gulam, but are you on the same level as Gulam? Are we expecting the same thing from you as what we're accepting from Gulam? No, it's different. You are a different person. You are a different species. We have different expectations. We need different things from you. So same thing. So this achievement in science and technology of man is certainly confined to serving his physical life only, which does not make him distinct from the animal in technicality. It is why the Holy Quran calls them, they just say, deaf, dumb, and blind because they heard, they saw, and they understood things that belong to the world only. They did not make proper use of these faculties, these functions, which could lead them to eternal success and peace. The last phrase of the verse said that they are like cattle investing all their efforts in serving their bodily desires. So this is very, very profound. I love this here. So when you invest all your energies, all your resources, your intelligence, your time, your mind, your fikr, your concern is only in what you call a thing, serving your carnal desires, then you are like an animal because that is what the animals do. They're only there to serve the carnal desires, right? So the last phrase of the verse said that they are like cattle investing all the effort in serving their bodily desires. Uh, Next, so the verse says that balhum aval. No, they are even worse than animals. Rather, they are much more misled. That is, they are far from unwise and they are more unwise than cattle because the animals are not bound to follow the laws of Sharia. Like I told you, that animals they don't have to worry about the akhirat. There's no qiyamah for them, etc., etc., in the strict sense of the word, like how it is. So they are not falling short in their mandate, whilst we have been shorting forth in our mandate. Because what's our mandate? وَمَا خَلَقْتُ الْجِنَّ وَالْإِنسَ إِلَّا لِيَعْبُدُونَ كُنْتُمْ خَيْرَ أُمَّةٍ أُخْرِجَتْ لِلنَّاسِ تَأْمُرُونَ بِالْمَعْرُوفِ. There's no reward or punishment for the act. They are required only to serve their physical needs, which they are effectively doing, contrary to human beings who are accountable for everything they do in the world, and they are going to be punished or rewarded according to their performance if they confine their effort only to seeking material gains of this world and do not make proper use of their faculties. They are certainly more imprudent and unwise as compared to the animals. So, open fast, inshallah, we'll do a few minutes, we'll do. So, if you fall short in fulfilling, doing what you're supposed to do, then you are even worse than an animal. Allah Ta'ala give us tawfiq to understand that what our mandate is. We are not here basically just to serve our bodies and to serve our carnal desires. We are here for a much more lofty and noble endeavor. Bismillah, we're going to start with the kitab. You got the actual Arabic text? You got the correct page there? Okay, read Bismillah. Anyone read?
يقول تعالى ولقد ذرأنا لجهنم إذ خلقنا جعلنا لجهنم كثيرا من الجن.
Right. Allah says, وَلَقَدْ ذَرَأْنَا لِجَهَنَّمْ خَلَقْنَا وَجَعَلْنَا لِجَهَنَّمْ. We have created and made for Jahannam كَثِيرًا مِنَ الْجِنِّ وَالْإِنسِ. Many from amongst the jinn and the ins, right? هَيَّعْنَاهُمْ لَهَا. We have prepared them for that. Right? Carry on. Yeah. وَبِعَمَلِ أَهْلِهَا يَعْمَلُونَ. And the actions of the people of the Jahannam, they will do that, right?
إنه تعالى لما أراد أن يخلق الخلق علم ما هو عاملون.
Yeah. So, see, the question comes to your mind now, okay, how can somebody's already created for Jahannam? What's the point of doing action? This actually means that look, Allah Ta'ala knew exactly who will do what. If you say Allah Ta'ala does not know who's going to do what actions, that means you are making tanqis in the sifat of Allah Ta'ala. You are saying Allah Ta'ala's ilm is not complete. Remember, Allah Ta'ala's knowledge, Allah Ta'ala's ilm is complete. So he knew already who's going to do what actions and who's going to go to Jannat and who's going to go to Jahannam. You understood? That's what he's saying. You see, فَإِنَّهُ تَعَالَى ذِلِ الْأَدْلَى لَمَّا أَرَادَ أَن يَخْلُقَ الْخَلْقَ. When he intended to create the creation, عَلِمَ مَا هُمْ عاملون. Allah Ta'ala knew what they will do, right? قبل كونهم, even before they came into the dunya, right?
كتب ذلك كله في كتاب قبل أن يخلق السماوات والأرض بالتحكيم.
Yeah. So according to this explanation, remember there's many explanations. We've done a lot of it also in Mishkat Sharif, etc. With regards to, the choice a man has. We told you that he has, because Allah Ta'ala, to a certain extent, give him a choice. And when he chooses, Allah Ta'ala allows that to happen for him, etc. Right? So, yeah, one explanation that taqdeer is the knowledge of Allah Ta'ala. Like I say, فَكَتَبَ ذَلِكَ إِنْدَهُ فِي كِتَابٍ. Allah Ta'ala recorded that by him, by Allah Ta'ala, in a book, قبل أن يخلق السماوات والأرض, before he created the skies and the بخمسين ألف سنة. Right before, by خمسين, 1,500 years before. Allah Ta'ala, 1,000, before he created insan already, right? That was uh, already recorded, right? Carry on. Sorry, 50,000 years, maybe 50,000 years. Carry on.
كما ورد في صحيح مسلم عن عبد الله بن عمرو أن رسول الله صلى الله عليه وسلم قال إن الله قدر مقادير الخلق قبل أن يخلق السماوات والأرض ب50.
Yeah, so there's a authentic riwayat, Muslim Sharif, and Abdullah ibn Amr, narrated afar Abdullah ibn Amr, أن رسول الله صلى الله عليه وسلم قال إن الله على مقادير الخلق, he's fixed السماوات والأرض before he created the sky had بخمسين ألف سنة, by 50,000 years, right?
وكان عرشه على الماء.
And at this time, before he created the creation, وَكَانَ عَرْشُ عَلَى الْمَاءِ, his arsh, Allah Ta'ala's arsh was still on the water that time, right?
في صحيح مسلم أيضا عن عائشة أم المؤمنين رضي الله تعالى عنها أنها قالت دعي النبي صلى الله عليه وسلم إلى جنازة شهيد من الأنصار فقلت يا رسول الله طوبى له عصفور من عصافير الجنة من يعمل السوء ولم يدركه فقال رسول الله صلى الله عليه وسلم أو غير ذلك يا عائشة.
Okay, let's stop there. It's a long hadith, man. We'll continue tomorrow, inshallah. Now you can do Mishkat too, inshallah.